Welcome to English Class 9. In this lesson, we are going to understand past perfect tense. When to use past perfect tense and what is past perfect tense. We are going to understand here more in context. Past perfect tense is a verb form and used to describe an action that was completed before another action or point in the past. Actually, past perfect tense is pointing out or showing you which two of these actions happened first, right? So here are two simple examples for you. I had cooked dinner before my wife arrived. Julia had finished her homework before school time. Here are two actions happen, and now you have to recognize which one already happened. So I had cooked dinner before my wife arrived. So the first action was happen about cooking, right? So he already cooked before his wife arrived at home. That's how we can understand past perfect tense. We will understand each differences when what is a past simple and what is a past perfect. We will understand the differences absolutely, but this time we are going to understand this specific tense which we are talking about today. Here, talking about how to create sentence or sentence structure, how to form past perfect tense. Here, there are total five different forms. Maybe you are going to understand some subjects and then we are going to understand the structure. Whatever you're going to use only had. I had, we, they, you, he, she, it, right? Always you're going to use had. It doesn't matter you're talking about one person, two-person, three-person, a lot of person, right? You're going to always use had with past perfect tense. Understanding this tense and using into your own sentences, you have to understand this sentence structure. Subject, had, past participle, and object. This is a positive sentence, but understand the past perfect. What is past perfect? If you understand this, it will be easy for you. Remember, whenever we use past perfect, it means we are using third form of the verb. Do not make mistake with present participle and past participle. Present participle is the verb plus ing we learned in the previous 8th lesson, but now past participle we are talking the third form of the verb. So I had talked, right? And then subject had not. I had not talked. Remember, these are just we are talking simple sentence structure. We are not talking more than two. I mean, I did not actually structured with two different actions, right? But you can add as much as you want. Simple, you're talking about the first action, you're going to add subject and helping verb and then past participle. You can add another action then, as we have already talked in previous lesson. I mean, in previous pages. And then talking about negative and interrogative. Negative, subject hadn't. Interrogative, had subject. Of course, then you have to put past participle verb third form, and then you can put second action or you can add more object and question mark. There are two different ways to say question forms in a negative. One is a more informal, second is more less common formal. So the first had not, if you can see there, had not subject. This is only something that we can use more and more, but it's more informal and more popular to use in English. Talking about had subject not is less common, but it's formal. Definitely you can pause and try to create sentences. Here, past form. Here, positive form, positive sentences. You can always start subject and then had, then it, past participle form of the verb, and then as much as you want different things. For example, The train had departed before we reached the station. It means train already left, departed, and then we have arrived there. The first action already took place. Another then happened, means we arrived later. So we got late, definitely. That's why. They had visited several countries before deciding to settle down in Spain. So one of the first action was happened that they have been traveling many countries, and then they have decided to live in Spain finally. Very nice. And this is a negative form. In negative form, we are going to talk about not after had, and then negative sentence. For example, she hadn't finished her assignment before the deadline. It means she had to do, but she hadn't finished her assignment before the deadline. So she must be punished, right? By the time he woke up, this is a little bit different sentence. Try to understand. By the time he woke up, his family hadn't returned from the trip. So the first action was to wake up, right? So when he woke up and he saw, definitely the family hadn't returned from the trip. He was still alone. So that's what I think we are talking negative sentence. Now going for question form. Question form is something when we talk in a interrogative way, right? When we are going to ask questions, is the same. You're gonna use had. Definitely, you're going to use then past participle and verb and question mark. Had he received the email before he left the office? Means before leaving, did he get message or had he got emails? And second example is saying, had the repairs been completed when the customers arrive? Before somebody arrive, the one action had finished or not. This is what the question been indicating in this second. Now we will talk more about question form plus negative. For example, had not, then subject, at past participle form, and then definitely verb. So here are two or three examples. Let's try to focus. Hadn't she received the email before he left the office? So you're asking whether it happened or not, right? And the same in second, hadn't the repairs been completed when the customers arrived? Even the same, whether it's happened or not, asking in a negatively. But you want to ask more polite way, which is not really common. So you can say, had they not talked with them before that night, is the same, indicating even they hadn't talked or not. Yeah. Even they talked or not, in simple word, in simple sentence. So here are more important things to understand. You have to understand yes and no open-ended questions. We have discussed over and over time. I wanna quickly give you recap or remind. Yes and no we use for just saying yes and no, not giving a long answer, while open-ended questions are more with starting why, how, when, before the helping verb. All right. For example, the last question was hadn't they hadn't they talk, right? So you can say why hadn't they talk, how hadn't they, when hadn't, where hadn't, right? Hadn't or had in simple. So you have to understand to use why, how, when, where, what, who. So something like that to ask in a more detail a specific question that you want to ask. So that's it. You can pause the video and try to understand. Important to remember. It's really important for you. When you talk about past participle form of the regular verbs, they are usually ends with ed, right? Studied, talked, walked, right? And slept. So not slept. Slept is not exactly the regular, but the irregular, it's slept, kept, right? they have more unique. You have to understand one by one individually. For example, need, needed, dance, danced, or use, used, right? But here is study, studied, give, given. But the last one is more and more irregular. So you have to understand this. Talking about verbs, here are a few more verbs for you to understand. The first is go, irregular, eat, come, drink, come. Drink, drive. So these all are irregular. Their second form and past participle is totally different. While talking about irregular verbs are just added ed in the end. You can pause the video and understand these things. Here you have fill in the blanks exercise. You have to correct them. You have to simply tell me how to use, how to make the correct sentence. Let me help you with one first sentence or any one of them in order to make for more easy for you. So by the time we arrived, they are. So by the time we hadn't. So now this is the exercise. You have to do it. You are going to simply understand and try to write. These are a bit complicated maybe for you. Try to write down and give me, type it for me in the comment below. I'll try to check and try to let you know. Finally, you have this exercise. You have to describe this picture for your speaking practice. So there are some words. Even you have more words you can describe. So simply take a look and describe what's happening in this picture. That's all for today's lesson. You have to keep in mind to practice. I would say finally, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any kind of questions, feel free to reach out to us and I will be happy to help you always. And till then, take care of yourself. Love you guys. Bye bye.